This might be one of the most requested videos thus far since this jewelry brand came into the Miami Cuban Link scene, and that's C4G Jewelers. The brand has made an incredible splash all over social media with their astronomically cheap prices for their gold pieces. C4G is dominating in the price per gram space, and all I could do is because nobody else is really gonna compete with that price point that I currently know of. Now, there might be other manufacturers in the Miami space that aren't big on social media, don't have that marketing exposure, and to be honest, maybe not even willing to go down to the gram prices that these guys tend to go. So think about it. Amazing price per gram in 10K and 14K, great social media marketing and exposure. They label themselves as Miami Cuban Link manufacturers. It's a triple threat combination. Now, there's only so many Miami Cuban Link chains, bracelets, and rings that I can buy. That's a huge investment for me to just spend a couple of $1,000s to make a video that's gonna make me $7 to then throw it in a bank vault and let it sit. So I was finally able to borrow a trade-in piece from C4G Jewelers, and I'm gonna get my hands on it and give it my honest opinion on this piece. Let's roll my fucking music so we can check out a Miami Cuban Link made by C4G.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. I'm excited. I just unboxed it right now. This is a pre-owned piece. This is a customer piece that was traded in. And for me, I think it's the best interpretation. You don't get the shiny polish right from rip. You don't get that cosmetic allure. You get that used wear and tear piece from a content creator who didn't just order it and the brand knew it and they try to spice it up or whatever. This is a potential example of what you may get. Now, I say potential because handmade Miami Cuban Links will all be different from the next. There's no such thing as perfection across the board. I think a lot of my followers have slowly realized that when something is handmade, the mystique and the beauty of it is the handmade piece. It's not machine manufactured, it's not cold, it's not loss of life. It's something that's made by hardworking individuals that I've gotten to experience firsthand. That is no joke. So this being a customer piece, I'm excited to take a look at it and really dissect it and see what you're getting for, in this particular case, $28.99 per gram in 10 karat gold. I believe it's over 80 grams.
Oh my God!
Great price. So let's take a closer look. So here we have a 10 karat 16 millimeter over 120 grams 7.5 inch Miami Cuban Link made by C4G Jewelers. Now, C4G Jewelers manufactures out of Miami as well as most of Miami manufacturers, and at first glance it looks like what you would expect from your traditional handmade Miami Cuban Link. Now, as a person who's seen dozens of these Miami Cuban Links, I definitely see some inconsistencies in this particular piece that don't necessarily have to do with wear and age, but more so possible quality control issue or slip up or something fell between the cracks that maybe wasn't picked up. Now, my opinions on this particular piece are just for this particular piece and not their entire lineup, so use this as an informational guide, as this is a customer's purchase and not mine. Now, how do we know this is a C4G Jewelers? Well, they have their laser etching here, which I've confirmed with other C4G purchasers that this is how they insignia or used to insignia some of their pieces. I don't know if it's consistent across the board, but in this particular case it was, as well as they offered a laser etching to this particular person whose initials show you watch the channel. There is a 10K stamp right here, nice laser etching. A lot of Miami manufacturers are offering this, so definitely a good addition to have on this piece. Now, when looking at the lock, I can tell it is a casted lock that they offer, which I'm not surprised. Offering the great price of gram weight that they offer, I doubt that they want to spend extra labor and manual costs making these handmade.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Now, the file on this particular piece is actually a little bit more modern than I expected. I thought it would be a little bit more bubbly, a little bit more thicker, more traditional style, but it's following a lot of the trend of Miami Cuban Links now, which is that kind of straight file, flat back Cobra look. But in seeing a lot of these pieces, I don't know if you guys can see here, I'm stretching this piece and you see that there is one big inconsistency right here, which is definitely a slip through the cracks because I am stretching this piece. Now, at first I thought it was a flip link, so I'm trying to manipulate this particular link and rotate it myself to see, oh, maybe, you know, and see if it's a flip link, but it's not. So now on the flip side, it's still inconsistent. That's a pretty big bulge there that I don't know how this warp happened. Personally, I'm not a jeweler nor a manufacturer, but that's a pretty big like oversight. So I don't know how this could have been let out and missed at this kind of level, but if you're pumping a large amount of Cuban Links like I'm sure they are, this could be something that falls between the cracks. Now, when looking at these pieces, this same link also seems like it was just beat pretty bad. Like you can see here, this is solid 10 karat gold, but this link is kind of mangled in a way. Now I'm thinking maybe the customer like really wore the shit out of this and beat the hell out of it, but I have pieces that I beat the shit out of, dropped on the floor on concrete, and it's very hard to dent a piece like this with this kind of divot that's nail deep. Like I have short nails and it's grabbing on significantly. It's a strong warp link that's very obvious. Like again, I can try to rotate that link again because flip link do throw the links off. Of course, when you're trying to do something, it'll take you forever, but you guys can see it there. Again, there was probably a ball drop there, but the rest of the links seem pretty consistent. There are some discrepancies between the links as far as file is concerned. Let's take a look at the box lock. Here's the male portion, which I can see that there's a little bit of a gapping there, inconsistent from these gaps over here. Here's the female portion. Let's see how the locking mechanism works. Very nice snap. Ooh, very audible, great snap. See, that's interesting. Hold on, maybe I didn't push it in. That was that was a great snap. Fantastic snap, but that's a first. I've never heard something have such a satisfying snap. Like, and have, let's try it. Maybe it's me. Let's push it in and wow, this really has no tension but a satisfying snap. This is the first, I'm not gonna lie. So looking at the details of the lock, let's try to force some tension here. So all we gotta do is hit this tongue. Wow, this is very tough. The strength of this tongue right now, there should be no reason. I'm just very confused, like how that snap was so satisfying. Very satisfying. Oh, it got stuck here. Let's try that again. Okay, snapped, but it didn't hold into place. So the piece definitely has wear. Here's an example of the figure eights if you guys care. Yeah, pretty standard across the board. Looking in between the links. It has a good spacing on it. It's not as tight as some of the others, which I think some people can appreciate on these type of bracelets, because it has a little bit more mobility than maybe some other Cuban links. But I can literally feel that this one link is mangled, and this one link, see, everything here flows really nicely. When it comes to that last link, it's not as fluid because it's a mangled link. And then this end piece here should have been a little bit tighter. So another thing I'm noticing here, there's a lot of, I mean, I don't know what this guy, if the owner of this joint was like doing construction. See a little pit, all right? You see a little pit mark there. Got a little bit of damage in between that link. There's some links here that, see that link is just super tight. Pit mark there. It's definitely not a perfect link. It's one porous mark, another porous mark. You can tell by the inside that the piece was casted. The details of the back of the link. Personally for me, at least this particular piece is definitely not even in my top 3. But for the price per gram and for what the standard person is looking for, this might be a suitable option for them. I know that that huge inconsistency would absolutely bother me. I would have sent that back to be repaired. The box lock 100% would bother me. I've seen other casted locks that definitely have better construction. Here's what the hang straight test looks like on this piece. There's no way that this would hang straight, even if you wanted it to, because of that mangled link. And usually with the bigger ones, you want to have a little bit of a curvature so it can go around the wrist. But in this particular case, it's not a curvature that was necessarily added on purpose. I hope that was not added on purpose. There's some roughness. There's definitely a little bit of a roughness. There's a finesse missing here on this particular one. Leaves to be desired. You see a little bit of a, you get the black porous spots here that aren't stain or polish or anything because it's catching my nail. I don't know, I doubt you guys can hear that. The lock perplexes me, the fact that amazing click, just with zero tension. And I'm trying to pull it up by hand and it's not allowing me. That's how tight it is, so I'm surprised. Let me try to use a tool and add tension to this particular piece. Not a trade-in piece, so I'm not damaging anybody's jewelry, but I'm using one of my Leathermans. I have this flat head. I'm gonna try to sneak down here. All right, I was able to force the tongue up a little bit more. I don't know if you guys remember the previous look. Now it should definitely pop into place with that satisfactory click. It's interesting how it goes in kind of like in a down angle. I just picked it up like centimeters. Now it's, there you go. See? Now I just put the tension back in. Let me see if I press the button, if I lose it. I don't think so. But now it's making it extra hard. See? There you go. I fixed the problem already. And hopefully based on how strong that tongue is, hopefully it won't have that issue. There's a little bit of a play. It has a little bit of a play still, which is, it's just weird. It shouldn't have that. Listen, it's not, I just made it too tight. It's not too bad. Oh, hold up. I think the female portion end link is bigger than this one by like, looks bigger than this one by like a good amount. Let me just see. All right, so the end link says 15.31 or 32. And on the female side, sorry, just, yeah, 15.70. So 15.30 plus 15.70. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm not tripping. This one is smaller than this one. I don't know if it's noticeable on camera or that guys would really care, but again, these are things that I notice and just sharing it with you guys. So in my opinion, not bad, definitely not in my top 3 or top 5 to be honest with you, but the price is number 1. Keep in mind the pricing of like $28.99 or $38.99 that they previously had on 14K, they might still have it, is items over 80 grams, which this definitely qualifies for. Now let me hit you guys with the wrist profile. Well, you guys want a C4G? You got it. Let me know your thoughts on this particular piece. Did you like it? Did you think the price is so good that you'll negate the little QC issues? And this is the exact type of piece that you're looking for? There you go, providing you another option. I'll see y'all snitches next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. I got another huge manufacturer coming soon, so stay tuned. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? Wanna know who's gonna pass the test?
For the fly gun holder, money folder, Motorola start tag when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.